If we can, Brother Derek and Brother Purnell, we can move these chairs just a little bit closer. If I can indulge you, I want everybody, if you can, to pull in a little bit closer to the front. If you can, please help me. Those of you in the last 3 to 4 rows, if you'll pull in, amen. Even if you don't want to sit on the front row, you can do so. This is not a service as such on the night, and I want us as close as we possibly can as a family. Amen. Bless the Lord. Amen. Amen. It is my aim and hope and intention that tonight will be an impactful night and informative night, but more than that, it'll be a night of ministry to take place on a real frontline sensitive issue, and I'm appreciative for all of you who are here on tonight. Didn't we have a wonderful time on Women's Day on Sunday? Amen. Tonight, I've asked a very special guest to come and to share with us. Her testimony is so riveting, so compelling, that once I heard it, I knew that I needed to share it with you all here at Empowerment Temple. She is between two different states. I'm really, I don't even want to give, if I get an introduction, I'm going to give the testimony. Amen. Come on. I want you, this story, this testimony tonight is really going to impact you in an incredible way. And I really hope at the very core that somebody is going to be set free on the night. Somebody is going to find a way of deliverance, a way of escape, and to know that life does go on. I can't hear nobody in here. Amen. Amen. That after tonight, you are not going to have permission to live your life as a victim. I can't hear anybody. I said after tonight, you will no longer be able to live your life as a victim, but you are going to be able to stand as more than a conqueror, as an overcomer. Those of you who are watching online, I want you to really brace yourselves and really go into prayer that this, what I want to call demon in our community, will be killed on tonight. Amen. And that not another one of our daughters or sisters will have to live in fear, shame, or embarrassment from what it is that they have gone through or endured. The book of Revelation says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of the testimony. And by this testimony tonight, I believe that we're going to overcome. Is that on? Okay, thank you. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Loretta Pierce.
Thank you. If y'all can thank, there you are. Thank you. All right. Loretta, I want you, if you will, to just give the Revised Standard Version of the testimony. Don't get us to where you are now, to the cookies. We're going to end with that. But if you'll start with why this whole issue of domestic violence is so important and why the Black church needs to address it.
Well, one of the reasons is because, and I'm just going to get with the church right now,
yes,
is because when I was a victim for many years of domestic violence, I was in the church, and no one knew. Like many women, I kept it a secret. We talked about that earlier. I covered it up, and until I was almost murdered. It was almost too late. The reason is because the church is the hospital. It's our hope.
Yeah.
And when you're too ashamed to tell a sister or a brother that you're being beaten and bones broken and disrespected and called all kinds of names, it's pathetic. Because this is where Christ is.
Tell me about the moment where the light came on that says that this has gotten out of hand, that this has crossed the line in the sand, and at some point I realize I don't deserve this, that I got to be at another point? What was the breaking point?
Unfortunately for me, it didn't happen until I was almost murdered. Because prior to the domestic violence, I was a woman like many who was molested and sexually abused. So the enemy used that seed of incest, abuse, whatever you want to call it, to plant a seed of unworthiness in me. So I fell into the hands of someone I thought loved me. Because I did not understand that I had self-worth, I dealt with it. Although, of course, I didn't like being disrespected and cussed out and slapped and stomped, I was afraid. I was afraid to get out. I had nowhere to go, and I was embarrassed to come home.
Yeah. What would you say, I think the most frightening thing is knowing that it's the young ladies who are in the greatest danger and don't feel the confidence to go to the, quote, mothers of the church or the mother in their house to say that this is taking place. What would you say to the young ladies who are watching and going through? Because the reality is a lot of teens are going through abuse. Even now, it's not even college years or post-college years, but even at 15, 16, and 17-year-olds are in violent relationships.
A lot of it's happening in the home, to be real. It's happening in the home. It's happening in the family. It has to stop. They have to get to a place where they understand that this is not of God. Mm-hmm. The Lord told me about 2 weeks ago, I was in prayer, and I wasn't even thinking about the abuse. But God spoke to me, and God said, I hurt when you were hurting. It almost knocked me out when I heard the Lord say that to me. God told me that he hurt when I was hurting. If I were to say anything, I would want them to know that God feels your pain. He understands, and there is a way out.
A lot of women don't report it or move on it, and they take it internally that they're responsible for it, or it's their fault, or they provoked it. What would you say to those who are in that place? Because a lot of them really don't believe that it can escalate to almost being murder.
Well, neither did I. But it's a